Hey guys, it's Alex, and today is actually a pretty big day in technology. The iPhone SE was just released today, and we're going to take a look at it, go on Apple's website, and learn a bit about what it looks like. So here we are on the website, and the very first thing we see on the homepage is the SE. Now it actually shares the same design as the iPhone 8. It looks the same on the outside, but it has the iPhone 11 internals. And it's not the SE2 because back in the day they actually released the iPhone SE, and we'll pull it up for comparison's sake here. This guy, this little boxy, that's the iPhone SE. It was modeled after the 5S, but now they've gone ahead and created the SE2, the SE, the 9, I don't know, the iPhone 9, but either way, this is the second version of the iPhone SE, and it starts at $400. That's the kicker. That you basically get an iPhone 8 body with the TouchID, not Face ID, not the fanciest stuff, but you get wireless charging, updated internals, updated battery, everything for $400. That's probably the cheapest iPhone we've seen in close to like 8-9 years. And it's just awesome. So scrolling through a bit, most powerful chip, yep. Glass and aluminum, yep. 4.7-inch display. So it's got the A13 Bionic chip, and that's the iPhone 11, and that's awesome. That's actually more powerful than my iPhone. I have the XS Max, and to think you can spend $400 and get the highest end processor is just crazy. Good for gaming, good for everything. It's got a single camera system, not the greatest, not the best here in 2020, as most phones have at least some sort of a dual camera system. But if you're buying budget phones anyway, then you're going to be used to that single camera setup. Portrait mode, that's pretty nice. So just like the XR, it's going to have portrait mode with that single camera. And portrait mode artificially blurs the background out, so it detects the subject and then blurs out everything around them digitally or artificially, and it usually ends up looking pretty good. Depth control with that slider. So yeah, there's that portrait mode to change the background. So nothing new in terms of smartphones here in 2020. We've seen this, but to have a single camera system be able to do that is pretty decent because it's all done in software in the background. So it does shoot 4K video, which is pretty nice to be able to get that on a camera that's on a phone that's this cheap. And it does have Touch ID. That might be a problem for some people. That might be a great thing. I know a lot of people were looking for Touch ID and missing it with the advent of Face ID with the new camera system. But a lot of people prefer it. A lot of people think it's faster. I'm not one for it necessarily. I couldn't get it to work right for me all the time, and I just didn't care for it. I much prefer Face ID. But if Touch ID is your thing, then hey, it's still around, which is awesome. IP68, I believe, IP67, water resistant. Basically means you can get it wet every now and then. You can splash it, put it underwater. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you drop into a puddle, it's likely going to be just fine. It's built for that. Great battery life. See, this is something that I am interested in seeing how it performs, because battery life has notoriously been a subject of debate and issue when it comes to smartphones, and the iPhone XR actually did the absolute best when it came to battery life with the lower resolution screen. This should have that same screen technology in it, and with an even smaller screen, we should expect to see even better battery life out of this. So I would not be surprised if this came out at the very top of the best battery life of most smartphones out there on the market, which would be really cool. Built for iOS 13 and beyond, basically meaning it's, for now at least, future-proof. You know, if you buy an iPhone 7 or an iPhone 8 right now, you're not guaranteed updates for the next few years. They're going to be cheaper. It might get old quicker and might just outdate itself and phase out of these iOS updates. This, you can at least buy cheap, get the same old design that you're used to, buy it safe, get good battery life, and just have updates for years to come, all at the price of $399. That's really awesome, I gotta say. I think I've always said that I think the iPhone SE, the original SE, was one of the best moves that Apple's ever made when it comes to marketing and their smartphones. And this, I think, is right on par with that. They go with the older nostalgic design for people that don't want that change and don't want to pay that high dollar premium for the newer devices. They offer a budget model for about half the price of what the other high-end premium devices are. For those people that don't want to pay top dollar and just want the bare bones iOS experience, I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great idea and a great move on their part. So you can get it in black, get it in white, get it in red. A little bit of a different design on the background of the phone there. It's got the Apple logo centered. It doesn't have a whole lot of information on it. You can see it there, just plain old black logo, no other lettering. The older ones say iPhone on the back. Just little details I pick out. Even more great stuff. True tone display, haptic touch, AR, yada yada. But that's about it. That's the iPhone SE. That's their budget model that just came out, and honestly, I think this is awesome. If you're somebody that is into the Apple ecosystem, that maybe wants an iPhone, it's time to upgrade, but you're not one to pay $1,000, $1,200 for a new iPhone, this is for you. Spend $400 and you're basically future-proof for the next 6 years until they come out with the next budget model again. So I have to applaud Apple on this and say, way to go on catering to all different needs, all different people on the spectrum. Historically, they've been a top dollar high-end company to say, if you can't afford it, you don't buy it, don't use it. But to be able to take their older devices and put the newest internals in those old devices and sell it at a astronomically low price for Apple, it's just awesome. So I applaud them. I think they did awesome with this. So let's see. It just came out today. What is today? April 15th. What did that button say? It's available. So right now it's in pre-order starting on the 17th. So in 2 days you can start pre-ordering it and get it ready. Available April 24th. So sometime next week, if you wanted to buy this device, it would ship out to you next week. You'd probably have it by mid-May. And this is just awesome. So hopefully we'll see some good things coming out with this device, some new reviews coming out there. And like I say, I would expect to see great battery life performance, and just with the tried and true design with TouchID, you shouldn't really run into any issues. It's not like Face ID where people are going to have issues out of the gate, and this is going to be a pretty bomb-proof phone for most people out there that just want something reliable and cheap for the next 6-7 years to come. This is it. So great job, Apple. I applaud you, and I'm excited to see what comes next. Thanks for watching. I hope you found value in this video, and if you're like me and you're excited for this iPhone SE and whatever comes next, like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel for more great content, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.